Ew. Nice videos. So first, hey Shreya. Uh, Sorry I was like, hey, let's do this schedule thing, and then I've been crap about sticking to that. Um, I posted my video when I started recording my video yesterday. Um, no, actually, when I stopped recording the video, then your video actually posted for me, so then I could actually watch that. Um, anyway, first of all, um, Shrey's note of uh, mentioning how she missed a vlog. You missed a vlog too. I feel like it's a lot easier to be sympathetic when I'm watching it happen to someone else. Like seeing Shrey's reaction to missing a vlog is actually really interesting because it is kind of a similar seriousness to how I felt about me missing a day. But I 100% more see Christoph's point now of like it's not worth beating myself up for or beating either of ourselves up for. I guess it's just more about balancing it, like you were talking about, using them as to remind and motivate rather than to punish. Um, Also, super glad you ended up still having a game night. I didn't mean to make it sound like I was like, oh, we're not there, so how could she have a game night? No, not at all. I 100% new game. I hoped game night would a new game night would still happen. Um, but more of what I was kind of thinking about is I still could have gone. And like I'm not bound at the hip to Thomas as much as it might seem like it sometimes. Prioritizing friends is good and definitely relevant, but I'm friends with you and Christoph too. I just need to act like it. Like I don't know. I just need to I just need to act like it. On your location thing, interesting how much family is that kind of tether for you. Like Christoph said, it's not really something I'd immediately considered for me. You explain your reasoning very well, but it's interesting how our familial connections kind of manifest differently. My mom, for example, doesn't feel like she can move because my grandma lives in Greeley. But then I have a different association with like the whole family than her, and I value them, and it's nice to be close to them. But I'm not sure it's ever going to keep me in one place like that. Also, it's not something I thought about before you honestly brought that up. Then also Shreya, on the note of identity, as a person who takes cares of others, and then on I don't know if it's just kind of like offhand sentence on wanting like to create medicine. Separate from the identity part, I was just kind of wondering if that was your planned career path. I didn't really know. I knew generally like you wanted to do doctor, but I don't know. I'm so not versed in anything medical, and so I don't know if doctor can also mean someone who researches new medicines or something like that, or if that's exclusively practice. So I was just kind of wondering, like career-wise, what you were planning there. Christoph, your explanation of not being perfect idea makes a ton more sense, and like we were saying about you said the consistency thing about not being 100% all the time. And I definitely, you're right. I tend towards perfect, and I break if it's not, and that's not productive. Like I need to find that line of enough, not slack so much as breathing room. On the puppy note, it seems like that metaphor of like you being like a puppy also includes your own kind of perception that other people see you as maybe more clumsy, young, and inexperienced, which I think are also things that people like just associate with like a puppy character. And it's really hard to get that convey competence and have the flexibility to be goofy. And I kind of feel like that situation comes down to more who you hang out with, because I think you can be goofy around me, Shreya, and Thomas, a couple other people, and we understand that that doesn't take anything away from your competence and your competence or your value as an intelligent person. It's just a different side. So not hanging around people who would or taking the time to get to know people so that they understand that you should not be put into the box of Christoph the puppy, It's Christoph, the guy who likes to have fun, but is also super freaking smart. I don't know. Then interesting to hear how you put it. Christoph, your question to me. Me coming across as timid. And I really appreciate that you can understand that it comes from a place of caring. I just take that caring to a little bit more of an extreme than I should in a lot of ways. I wish I could kind of like explain it better, but it's not entirely a logical thing. Like, if I take a second to think about why I think that way, there's no reason. It's just what I default to. And if I don't take the time to do that, I run off the default. Take the time to think about it, I run off the default. And so like it manifests in other situations too. I honestly don't start conversations with people a lot of the time because I don't want to bother them. And it sounds a little weird, but like the thought is more, I think a ton of things are interesting. That is a word I've way overused in the last few years. But I've switched from like awesome in like high school and middle school to interesting. And I think for some people, as much as I say that, it loses meaning and it loses authenticity or like depth. But I legitimately, everything I say is interesting, I legitimately think is interesting. And it's something that I would want to pursue and look into further. But when I say that about so many things, those individual things don't seem as special. So, like, back to the conversations bit, it's more like I would be interested in talking to a ton of different people. I would love for people to just message me and I'm going to jump right into a conversation. The only thing keeping me from initiating those conversations is the idea that they might not want to talk to me. And so in that case, kind of saving us both the trouble of like, I don't want to start a conversation with someone that's just kind of like shut me down. But then also I don't want to bother someone too. I don't want to, because for some people, like our friendship, like we were talking about friendship before, our friendship isn't exclusively my friendship with some other people may be that distance, like only touch in every so occasionally, and me being interested in talking to them more isn't how their idea of friendship with me continues. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of like in my mind, it's safer to not start a conversation. And then, yeah, like in conversations too, if I feel like the other person isn't interested anymore, I kind of, sometimes I like make something up and I say, oh, hey, I should probably head off. I got to go do this, just to kind of give them an easier way out than just kind of, I hate the conversations that end in the middle of a sentence, or just the sentences get shorter and shorter and shorter until it's like, yep, and you respond with an emoji and then it's dead. Like, I don't know, that's probably just more of a me thing, but it's just interesting. Like, I would rather those conversations have like a discrete end, maybe. Yeah, no, that's also something I've been thinking about this year, is figuring out how to talk to the people I want to talk to. And get past that idea that they don't want to talk to me. Maybe, kinda. I don't know. Question was, I wrote down, are you typically a patient person or not? And whichever you talk about, it's kind of like a situation that demonstrates that. Like, and is that how you want to be? Do you think you're at an okay place with patience and impatience, or think you need to work on that? Myself, every so occasionally, I can be patient, but that patience is not truly long term, and I need to I'm getting better at that. Definitely, like, working out is a huge thing that is testing my patience, because the gains are so almost invisible day to day. But collectively they start to show up. So patience. How you guys do it. 10-minute video. Sorry. See you guys later. Also, Shreya, do milk.